Queens and Kings. I'm VaShaunna Renee of The Evolution of VaShaunna Renee. And I am beyond excited because today I had my first conversation with the conscious. And this is just a new series of my new YouTube channel, The Evolution of VaShaunna Renee, which is me on my new spiritual journey that I am on. And I must say that today was a very good day, a very good conversation that I cannot wait to show you guys, so just keep watching. But before we get into that, please hit the subscribe button. I think it's down there below. Like, share, follow, comments. Tell me what you think about the page, the conversation, all of that good stuff. I post videos every Tuesday, so I would love for you guys to follow me and see what I have going on every week, because after this conversation that I've just had, I feel like it is going to be bigger and better than I even imagined when I started this channel. So I want you guys to check out my first conversation with Queen Malaika, the self-care evangelist and hope dealer. You may know her as at Purple Hair and Converse, because she's all over social media. She has her own event, she has her own podcast, her own conversations. She is just a force to be reckoned with, and I truly appreciate her for chatting with me. I thought that it would be something that would be great for my viewers to watch, but I'm almost feeling selfish because I feel like I gained so much from this conversation that I had with her. So you guys stay tuned. Check out our conversation, the conversation with the conscious, with Queen Malaika at Purple Hair and Converse. So check it out. Tell me your thoughts. Leave comments, subscribe, share the video with your friends. I think you guys are going to love it. Check it out. Let's get started. All right. So hey, Malaika, how are you?
I'm doing well. How are you?
I am wonderful this Sunday morning. I'm glad that I get a chance to chat with you, even though we're going to try to make this as, smooth and brief as possible. But I feel like I have so much to ask and, pick your brain and get all of your information. But we're just going to start off with a little bit about you. So I know on your Instagram page, you note as being a hope dealer. So tell me a little bit about that.
So I follow Spark Leadership on Instagram, and they made a post a while back that a leader is a dealer in hope.
Oh.
And resonated with me. It's actually a quote from Napoleon Bonaparte. So before I started calling myself a hope dealer, I went to their page and made sure that I wasn't encroaching on anybody's territory.
Yeah.
But it just resonated with me so deeply. It just weighed on my heart so heavily. That's who you are. That's who I am. I am a hope dealer.
Okay, gotcha.
It's just it was like it came out of nowhere, but it was an absolute truth for me. And that's what it means. Being a leader is being a dealer in hope.
I love that.
So much stuff is always coming at us. Just the world that we live in right now. I just think of what the news cycle has been the last couple of weeks, and how we have seen so many people who have been our faves, and they're just hella problematic, and it's very eye-opening. And it's but I really, this person was as an artist, as a person, as a human being, such a big part of the landscape of me growing up, or my belief system, and just to find out that there is a part of them that is absolute trash.
Yeah.
And I will say a part of them, because I realize that there are all of these different parts of us that are, always operating. And I'm sure that there's a part of me that is trash. I have worked very hard to take the trash out, but there's always residuals, but I try, but it is not try. I make a deliberate decision to live my life in a way that part is not the part that's leading.
Okay.
And so, being a hope dealer means, listen, even though the news cycle is bad, even though, things may look terrible, you may be experiencing a lot of loss, sadness, shame, guilt, there is hope. You can have a confident expectation that you can change your mind, and in changing your mind, you can change your life. Because you change your mind and thoughts become things. You change your mind, you change your words, you change your actions. And so that's what it means to me to be
Yes.
uplifted.
I think you have just preached. That is a great way to start this conversation. So, my question is, what is spirituality to you?
Oh, that is a good question. I think that spirituality is very fluid.
Mm-hmm.
So I do come from a religious background,
Okay.
and a very interesting religious background at that.
Mm-hmm.
So my father, when I was growing up, was Muslim, and
Okay.
my birth mother was Catholic. Like, could you be
What?
two more
What?
different people? Then I grew up in a very intentional family. So my dad had been previously married. So I had older siblings that I grew up with. And at some point, their mother was practicing Judaism. So again, a Muslim and a Jew. Um, and then my other mothers were Christian. So,
Okay.
a Muslim and just everything else that wasn't
Right.
Muslim.
Exactly.
And so I came from that background. And my father was pretty good about, letting us experience other things because we had Christian family members. So he would allow us, to go to church with them. He never was like, don't do that, or that's bad, or that's the wrong way.
Okay.
It was like, no, this is the way that we practice.
Mm-hmm.
And other people have practices. And I want you to experience those practices, but know that in our family, this is the way that we do things. So for
Okay.
me, spirituality became more fluid as I got older, and I
Mm-hmm.
got out of the dogma and the discipline of what religion is. And the more that I grow in spirituality, the more that I realize that it's very fluid. All of these things come back to a source.
Right.
So if you believe in a higher power, if you believe that you share the DNA of that higher power, whether you are, a daughter of the king or a son of the king, whether you are the physical manifestation or interpretation of this energetic source of all life, all of those things are, always coming and going from that same place, from that same, singularity. So, we share the same DNA as everything that inhabits this planet, as every living thing. So, trees and birds. And so there's all of these things around us. And for me, that's what spirituality is. It's like, it's this energetic flow. It's this energetic flow in this place that we're encompassing, and learning how all of those things work together.
Yes, and you kind of answered my next question because I was going to ask, what do you think the difference between religion and spirituality is?
Yeah.
Because
I mean, religion says this is the way.
Yep.
Like,
There's
this
no
is the
other way.
We're going to do it this way. And some religions not only say this is the way, but they say this is the only way. My way is the way to do it, and your way is wrong.
Right.
And I think that is, for a lot of people who go through these spiritual awakenings, it is in becoming conscious, which literally just means to be awake, which is being aware of what's going on around you. They come to the place where they realize, like, there's so much more going on in this world, and I've been told that I can only do this in this way, and I feel very limited, and I choose not to be limited anymore. And so that's the difference between spirituality and religiosity.
Yeah. Right, exactly. You have really broken it down to where anyone can understand it, and you wouldn't be confused by it. You can get it, which I absolutely love. So my next question, or kind of leads me into my next question, do you think there's a difference between prayer and meditation?
Oh, there's absolutely a difference between prayer and meditation.
Okay, tell me a little bit about that.
And I say that, with some authority, because how I got to that was Iyanla Vanzant. Book Iyanla, not TV Iyanla. I have problems with TV Iyanla because she goes too far sometimes. But Book Iyanla is great, and Book Iyanla will absolutely help you get your life right. She will help you fix it. So my aunt gave me about 15, 16 years ago, she gave me one day my soul just opened up.
Yes.
I was going through a divorce, and I was just like not sure where I was going to land. There were so many things happening. And at that time, I was fostering a child. She's like, read the book. The book will help you. The book will help you figure it out. And I got, through a particular section of the book, and I felt like I, had it. And so I stopped reading the book. I was like, oh, I've got it. I'm good. My soul is open. I can move on with life. And then a little bit down the road, things were falling apart again. So I picked up the book again, and I was like, okay, here we go. So I made it to phase 2, and I was like, okay, I've got it. My soul is open. I've got it. And then I put the book down for about 15 years. It took me 15 years to finish that 40 days.
Right.
That 40 days took me a complete calendar year. But, each principle is a day and a night. And one of the principles that I took away from that book that I absolutely believe and that I've seen in action is that prayer and meditation are different things. Prayer is asking the question. We're giving thanks. Prayer is being in conversation. Meditation is listening. So prayer and meditation work together, and they are absolutely, I think, essential to how we communicate spiritually. I am not a person who can sit still and meditate in the dark and focus my mind for 2 hours or 20 minutes or 5 minutes. I'm not that person. So what I've learned is that meditation for me is really slowing my body down and stilling myself to be able to listen. So I'm in prayer. I'm in prayer constantly. I'm constantly having these conversations. But if you and I are talking and I'm always doing the talking and I never stop to listen to hear your perspective, to hear your thoughts on things, then we're not communicating. We're not really having a conversation. We're not having a dialogue for sure. So what I've learned is that I have to, even if it's washing dishes, in the moment when I'm washing dishes, if I am present with washing dishes, then I allow my mind to be clear of everything else. And even in that moment, I can get the answer because I'm still enough, because I've closed my mouth for long enough, because and my mental mouth, right? I've allowed my brain to stop and say, okay, we're just going to focus on washing these dishes. This is an easy thing to do. This does not require thought. I've got muscle memory because I've been doing it since I was tall enough to reach the sink.
Right.
Now my mind can stop and I can hear what Spirit has for me. And so it happens a lot. Washing dishes, showering, doing the laundry. But it's allowing myself to get quiet for long. So prayer is the talking portion, and I believe meditation is the answering portion.
I love that. And I must say that I am one who is very new to what I call my spiritual journey, because yes, I did grow up very religious and, church on Sundays and, the whole 9. And so now, yes, this is new, the prayer, the meditation. And I feel like for anyone else that's watching, I feel like you have done an excellent job at breaking it down so that anyone can understand it, and anyone who's new will get it, and they will feel like, okay, she understands me. She gets where I'm coming from, and she makes me feel better about my journey that I'm on, because there are tons of people that, like your family, that are used to you being one way, and they will tell you over and over, what is wrong with you? What are you doing? Like, what is this? And so I feel like you have made me, and I'm hoping others, feel very comfortable in at least asking questions, being aware, and just trying to figure this whole thing out, which, a lot of us are doing. So I so appreciate you for doing that. That's